Welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody here is a current or aspiring entrepreneur, or you're kind of playing around with the idea of starting your own business. And hopefully this webinar will give you some things to think about. A couple of housekeeping notes. Hope you guys don't mind the virtual background. I'm on a cross-country road trip in the US right now. I'm staying with a friend in New York. You might also hear her son later on. She has like a 1.5-year-old. So if you hear a lot of noise, if you guys can't hear me well, just let me know. I've got a microphone, so hopefully that helps. All right, well, without further ado, let's get started. Before we do jump in, if you have Instagram, I want you to pull out your phone and go ahead and pull me up. I'm at Duraca _strategic on Instagram, as Jody mentioned. And that's actually Puerto Rican for tough cookie. That was my nickname growing up, and that's my business name now. And since you're watching today, go ahead, DM me your favorite emoji. I'll be sure to, if you want to shoot me over your email, if you have any follow-up questions, if you want a copy of today's webinar, just let me know and I'll make sure that you get that. All right, hopefully everybody got a sec to do that. Pull out your phone, follow me on Insta, send me a message, and I'm excited to connect with everybody. I already know some of you, so it's great to see some friendly faces, and thank you guys so much for taking the time to join, especially at 8 o'clock on a Monday. Props to y'all. All right, so you guys are in the right place. If you are sick of busting your butt, making somebody else rich, you want to be your own boss, doing what you're passionate about, and be able to support yourself financially. If you're drained after hours at your day job and you're feeling overwhelmed with all the things you need to do to get started with your business, and you're just not sure what the right first step is, you feel like you don't know anything about marketing and you're secretly wondering if you'll really be able to find clients that will actually buy from you, you are in the right place, and this is the perfect webinar for you. This is not for you if you don't like free content followed by a very valuable offer. All right, so you guys made the cut. You're here. We're all here. Let's dive in. And I do have an exciting offer for you guys at the end, also special discount for my favorite RPCVs, as well as a bonus. So I want you guys to think about which bonus you want, and I want you to actually vote in the chat for bonus A or bonus B. So this is going to be for people who take action. So bonus choice A is going to be fire post prompts. Get my best post and story prompts to market your business without feeling spammy or sleazy. And choice B is the quit your 9-to-5 blueprint. So get the exact steps I use to know when to quit my job and start working for myself full time. So I want you guys to go ahead in the chat. Everybody pull up the chat box and just type in A or B, whether you want fire post prompts or if you want the quit your 9-to-5 blueprint. Ooh, quit your 9-to-5 blueprint is very popular. Everybody is trying to figure out when they should be quitting that 9-to-5. I hear you guys. Okay, a couple votes for A. All right. Okay, I see you guys. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, we're going to come back to this later, so don't forget what you voted for. Does anybody here watch the TV show This Is Us? Feel free to type in the chat if you have a favorite character or if you watch this show. I love this show. There's so many amazing characters. I love pretty much everybody on the show. And let's just pretend for today, let's just to make this a fun little contest. Let's say that Kevin is going to give you $50,000 to the first entrepreneur to get 10 clients. So there's a couple ways to go about this competition, right? There's a bunch of different ways that you could go about this. So let's start with one way. Simon the solo hustler, just as an example. Simon really wants that $50,000. He's like gung-ho. He wants to get it. He knows what he wants to offer, but he's just not sure exactly how to start. He's not sure where to find people or what to say. So he starts trying to find clients just everywhere and anywhere that he can think of. He signs up one friend, one random person from Instagram, and one contact from LinkedIn, but he still needs 7 more clients to get to 10, and he's not sure how or where to find them. Versus we've got Sam, sold out Sam. Instead of running around all over the place when she's getting started, she stops and first carefully crafts her offer based on her skills and market needs. She thinks about who's going to need it most. She researches where her ideal clients are and tests her messaging before creating her marketing plan. Then she executes her plan and easily signs up 10 dream clients in 3 days to win Kevin's money, the $50,000. Jody said, I don't even watch much of any TV, and I know of and have watched This Is Us. That's great. Any other This Is Us fans out there? So, okay, you guys, so I want you to go ahead and vote for who do you want to be in this scenario? Do you want to be a solo hustler Simon who's like exhausted and burned out, can't figure out how he's going to get his clients, and is just struggling, and he doesn't get the 10 clients, he doesn't get the $50,000, loses the competition? Or do we want to be sold out Sam who kicks some butt and gets all 10 clients, wins the $50,000? Yeah, we all want to be sold out Sam, right? Pretty much a no-brainer. Okay, glad we're all on the same page. So nice to meet you guys. I'm Tasha, as Jody said. I used to work at a top 3 global advertising agency, but now I help entrepreneurs just like you launch their dream business. I help the solo hustler Simons of the world become the sold out Sams of the world. This is me in Peace Corps, actually, in Peru. Oops, sorry, that went a little bit too fast. I always wanted to make a difference in the world, just like I'm sure all of you. But I just wasn't sure what I had to offer that was unique. So I accidentally became an entrepreneur as a marketing strategist. This is me. This is my friend Dawn. She was one of my first clients. She's really amazing. Keep an eye out for this woman. She is going to be really big. She has an amazing business and is getting funded by Glossier and all kinds of really amazing people. So I knew there were a lot of things that I wanted out of having my own business. I really wanted to be my own boss and have something that I was proud of. Sorry, just having a little bit of trouble with the video. There we go. I really wanted to travel the world and choose my hours. I knew I needed consistent income if I was going to do these things. But I also wanted to be able to find dream clients and know that I was making a difference. I really care about the type of people that I work with. And finally, I also wanted time for me. I've worked really hard a lot in my career, and I wanted to make sure I had time to enjoy my life and not just working all the time. But things weren't as great as they seemed on Instagram. I was pretending everything was going great, but in reality, I was chained to my dingy desk and skipping the gym. So these are real pictures, right? On the right is my basement desk in my Petworth basement apartment. So let me know if you guys have been there. Just you are struggling, you're working so hard on your business, or even just in your regular job, and you feel like you don't have time for anything else. It's such a struggle. So the fact of the matter is, I was Simon. I was trying to get this business off the ground and I was struggling. It was not easy. It was not coming. I was hustling hard. I wasn't consistently getting clients. It was a struggle. This is actual footage of me during my struggle bus Simon days, you guys. It was not pretty. I was stuck in that basement, wasn't getting enough sunshine, wasn't getting enough vitamin D, wasn't, getting out and eating enough and seeing my friends as much as I would like. It was not a good look. Okay. To be honest, I was burned out and I was starting to question myself. I almost gave up. That's the fact of the matter is I was almost like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But I had an epiphany. I was like, what am I doing? I've worked at a top 3 global advertising agency. I've worked for tons of government clients, helped millions of people sign up for various services, manage millions of dollars, run $1 million campaigns, helped $1 million in sales. I've won dozens of industry awards. If I can do all that for everyone else, I can definitely do that for myself. So that was like such an epiphany, like light bulb moment. You think that seems so obvious, but for some reason, it took me a while to get there. It took me that struggle to really realize, like, okay, I just need to apply all these best practices and strategies in the industry to my own business. That's where my 4-part zero to launch roadmap was born. And this is the strategy that I use for my own business. This is what I teach now. So in September 2019, I quit my job. I bought a one-way ticket to Bali. And by March 2020, I was making over $9,000 a month. By April, I was making 5 figures a month. And by November of last year, I had hit 6 figures overall in my business. So I can tell you that this really works. This is my zero to launch program where I teach the 4-part roadmap. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about that later. But first, I want to explain that it's not just that I was doing this work all the time, all those things I wanted to do, remember, I was able to pursue my personal passion. So I was a digital nomad. I got to perform at TEDx in Hanoi for fun as part of an improv troupe. This is me going to some ruins during the day. This is me at yoga in Vietnam. It definitely wasn't all work, 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 right? I'm able to maintain that balance now, which is just so nice. I was able to design my ideal life, doing work that made me happy, having more money than before, and actually working fewer hours. We are taught to believe that the busier we are, the harder we work, the longer our hours at the office, the more successful we will be. But that's not true. We are so busy all the time, especially in DC and especially in the US. We really wear those busy badges, right? Most of y'all probably have a day job, right? And in that day job, you might be super crazy busy just with that, right? You've got tons to do. Maybe you have a boss that doesn't understand the word boundaries. Maybe you've got clients that don't respect your time. And on top of all of that, maybe you want to spend time with your family, okay? Maybe you want to help raise some humans in this world. Maybe you want to take care of a parent or a grand person, a grandfather, grandmother. Maybe you're trying to eat healthy and go to the gym like I was trying to do, and you just are having so much trouble finding time for all of these things, right? Look, I was able to do this on 2 hours a day, and you guys can too, I promise. So before I had a full-time job, I was working 50 to 60 hours a week, making $6,000 a month, working 10 to 12-hour days, and sometimes on the weekend with 10 vacation days a year. Now I work about 20 hours a week, making about twice that amount of money. I'm constantly traveling and even going on adventures during the workday, and I have financial and time freedom, which is just so important and so valuable to me. So I want you guys to tell me in the chat, what have you been struggling with the most as you're trying to become your own boss? What has been the hardest about launching your business? And what have you been told you need to do or feel like you need to do that has been really challenging for you personally? So go ahead and just type in the chat for me. How you're feeling about these questions. What you feel like you've been struggling with. What's been holding you back from launching your business? Or even if you've already started to launch your business, what has been the most challenging for you? What things are you struggling with? Um, Brett says product design and prototyping, expenses involved. Yep, it's always hard when you have to lay out an investment for expenses. Miranda says building clientele. Yep, absolutely. Fear of failure, that's a big one. Struggling with consistent social media posting, not sure what to take the concept skill, taking ideas to action, concerned about being able to support myself, figuring out what my value proposition is, finding buyers, trying to figure out what unique thing I can do, funding. These are all really good answers, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing and for being vulnerable, because I know that it's not easy. So I really appreciate you doing that. And I just want you guys to know that you are not alone. Okay, these are really common challenges that aspiring and budding entrepreneurs face. So just know that you are not alone, and we're actually going to address some of these things today. Okay, so let's dive in. And I'm going to tell you about 3 big mistakes that I was making that kept me stuck. And I'm hoping this is going to translate for a lot of you. So definitely chime in the chat as I go and let me know when you see yourself or if you don't see yourself. Okay. So mistake number 1, and I think some of you perfectionists out there are going to identify with this, thinking your business idea has to be perfect before you launch. So who's guilty of this one, right? Thinking your business idea has to be perfect before you launch. So just go ahead and let me know in the chat if this is you. Yes. Okay. Guilty. Okay. Good. I'm glad I'm not alone. I see some raised hands. Thank you guys. Love the emoji action with Zoom. Right. 100% guilty. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about it. We are afraid to fail, right? Because we are taught that how people see us matters. Let that sink in for a sec. Okay. It's not just yourself struggling with perfectionism, right? This is ingrained from society. But if you're not putting yourself out there, how can you get clients? Right? It's not possible. If you're keeping yourself in the cage, if you're holding back launching, you can't get any clients, right? If you're not out there. So I'm going to give you all an example. This is Sergey. He spent years studying all the latest painting techniques, and he invests in the finest paints and pigments. It takes him 2 years to create his masterpiece. He thinks so carefully about it. He might spend an entire day plotting a single brushstroke. To make it worth his toil, he won't sell it for less than hundreds of thousands of dollars. However, luxury buyers don't seem interested. His masterpiece sits in his studio. Versus, we've got Lucia. So she starts by talking to potential customers and books several commissions. She uses the money to fund her startup costs of paint and supplies. Her original buyers are so pleased they spread the word. She gets so many requests and has a waiting list and can pick the projects that really sing to her soul. She's constantly talking to her customers, so she knows exactly what they want. As a result, she's becoming a better artist and businesswoman. So, if we keep working on our masterpieces, what happens? We will never get our businesses off the ground. That is the truth. We got to get out there. If you spend infinite hours perfecting your idea, that does not equal how successful your business will be. I promise you. And I think that's what a lot of us are hung up on, right? We spend so much time perfecting our idea because we think that that will equal success in our business, but it's actually not the case. In the Zero to Launch program, I teach the balance of how you can go into the market with a validated idea, having confidence that your business is going to be successful while not keeping you from actually starting to get clients and get money coming in that you can then reinvest in your business, because that's so important. Preach. Thanks, coach. So, are you going to put yourself out there and start getting clients? What's holding you back? And feel free to answer that question in the chat. Actually, that's not a rhetorical question. Feel free to tell me what's actually holding you back, okay? Or tell me, look, I'm ready to put myself out there. I'm ready to start getting clients. I'm ready to do it. Okay, mistake number 2, not figuring out who your ideal client is. Not sure who to approach. Okay, so who is guilty of this one? Not figuring out who your ideal client is. And I know this depends on where you're at in terms of your business stage, but let me know if you have it figured out, if you know exactly who your ideal client is, or if you're still trying to figure that out, okay? I'm gonna pause for a second and let you guys tell me in the chat if you feel like you really know who your ideal client is, or if you're not sure. Not sure. Miranda knows. Daniel knows. Women 20 to 30s. Okay, so one thing I actually talk about in my program is we're really moving away from demographics, right? We really focus more on interest-based targeting now in marketing and advertising. So, I mean, there are certain things, right, where gender is going to play a really important role. Like, for example, if you're targeting moms of young kids, like that's a very specific demographic, but that can happen at a lot of different ages, right? You could adopt, or you could be a parent, maybe it's really you're targeting parents. It doesn't necessarily have to be a mom. So I want you guys to think about, what types of people are really interested in your product or service, not necessarily about gender and age and race and those types of things. Okay. Renee says, no, I still don't know what my product is. Okay, cool. Thank you guys so much for sharing. So we want to help everyone, and feel free to let me know in the chat if this is you, because this is a really common reason I get why people don't want to narrow down their audience, is that I want to help everyone, right? We are told that to get sales, we need to make a name for ourselves before we can get choosy. So let me know if you feel like that's you, that you struggle to narrow down your audience for that reason, okay? But if you're not even sure how your dream client is, why would they choose you? Okay, I want you guys to think about that one for a second, right? It's the same thing. You have to know who your ideal client is for them to be able to choose you. You need to be speaking directly to them, right? So I'm going to give you another example. This is Chef Bobo, okay? So Chef Bobo, let's say he's a really classically trained sushi chef, right? Sushi is his jam. That's what he's trained in. That's what he wants to do. But he's like, I'm opening this restaurant in America. So I also think I should have like burgers and pizza because I want to appeal to the Americans. And he's like, you know what? This restaurant's going to be in a heavily Mexican area. So I also want to include some Tex-Mex. I want to have some tacos. Like everybody loves tacos. Okay. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and throw in some Asian fusion. Okay. I want to have some Korean and some Thai, and I'll just have everything, okay? But the thing is, if you're walking by Chef Bobo's and they've got sushi, burgers, pizza, taco, Chinese, and Thai, like when are you going to think to go to Chef Bobo's, you know? It's like if you want sushi, you're probably going to go to the best sushi restaurant in town, right? You're not going to go to Chef Bobo's, right? Okay, here's a quote for you guys that I love. Forced prioritization is really painful. Smart people recognize the value of all the material. They see nuance, multiple perspectives, and because they fully appreciate the complexities of the situation, they're often tempted to linger there. This tendency to gravitate towards complexity is perpetually at war with the need to prioritize. So I know it's really hard narrowing down your audience and figuring out what that is, but I promise you it's going to yield great results for your business. And this is a quote from the founder of my old agency. Many want their brand to be all things to all people. They end up with less than something. So if we try to serve everyone, the reality is that we may not end up serving anyone. Because if we try to speak to everyone, our messaging isn't necessarily going to resonate with the people that really want us and need us most. So the more types of people you focus on serving does not equal how many people you will help. I promise. In the Zero to Launch program, I talk exactly about how to find that fit of the product market fit and what types of people, how to really zero in on your ideal target audience so that you've got a really good matchup between the product and the audience that needs it. Makes it really easy to find ideal clients. Oops, what just happened? Yes. Are you guys ready to speak to your dream client so they can choose you? Let me know, okay? If you feel ready. So mistake number 3, wasting tons of time and money trying to build a fancy website and a big social media following. So let me know if you guys are guilty of that, or if you feel like that's something you need to do before you launch. I heard a couple of you guys talk earlier about, trying to find the energy to post and do content, that was a struggle for you. Feel free to go ahead and let me know in the chat if you already have a website and social media, or if this is something that you're struggling with doing for your business. I'll give everybody a second to answer that. Luckily not, but more out of laziness. Follow my Instagram page. Already have a site and social media. All right. Anybody else? Are we afraid? It's okay, guys. I promise I don't bite. Oh, thanks, guys. Yes, feel free to share your social media handles. Okay, great. Sydney does. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So we believe we need a big audience and consistent content because we're told that's what we need to establish credibility and get sales. What if you could launch your business without a website or social media? I know this is mind-blowing for a lot of people because everyone I talk to is like, I need a website to be able to launch. And the fact is you don't need a website to be able to launch. Most entrepreneurs I see are building their marketing the colorful junk car way. So let me explain to you what I mean by that, okay? Let's go back to Simon, the solo hustler, right? And let's say he buys a used car, okay? Because he doesn't have a lot of money. He hasn't started his business yet. And so he's buying this used car marketing tactics strategy to try to get his marketing off the ground, okay? But what happens is it's not a very good car, so it catches on fire. If anybody has been there with a used car, it can be a struggle sometimes. But, then he's talking to a friend and his friend is like, I just tried doing an Instagram live and it went really well for me. So maybe you should try that. So Simon is like, okay, let me slap a fresh coat of paint on this car. Let me get distracted by this shiny object. Let me just slap an Instagram live on there. And then he's like, okay, what else can I do? This still isn't really working for me. But he starts listening, listening to podcasts and attending all these events. And he's like, okay, what is the solution? What do I need to make my marketing work? And, one of these podcasts is like, hey, you should start a podcast. That's a really great way to grow your business. So he's like, okay, I'm going to start a podcast. So he slapped some tinted windows and some rims on that used car. And he's like, this is going to be the answer. This is going to do it. So it doesn't, again, it's just, he's getting distracted by shiny objects and just trying to solve a problem. But he's spending tons and tons of time doing this stuff. Like he's taking all these tactics and trying all these different things, and just none of it is really working. And he's spending so much time doing it. Spending time doing all the things. And the fact is that none of these things are leading to sales. Um, so it's a huge problem. He's spending more than a full-time job, and none of that is generating revenue. It's so tragic. So I just want you guys to know that one size fits all marketing tactics are worthless. What you need is a marketing strategy that is going to help your ideal customers find you and want to buy from you. And it is a lot easier than doing it that way. It is not your fault if these tactics haven't worked for you. It's that you're being sold one size fits all copy and paste approaches, which do not work. So I just want you guys to know, if you're listening to these people, it's just a recipe for no consistent income, no real marketing plan, and no easy work days, which is not what we want, right? So in the Zero to Launch program, I teach you guys how to ignore all these colorful junk card tactics and develop a real marketing strategy that is going to work for your specific product or service and your specific target audience, your ideal target audience, okay? Having no marketing strategy is keeping you where you are now. And I want you guys to be able to have a real marketing strategy that is going to take your business to the next level. Okay. Miranda says, I've wasted time and money since I don't have a clear target. It's complicated. Yep, exactly. Ken said, my consultancy is very specific. I want to avoid social media and keep my client list small and focused. Very smart, Ken. I'm not saying, by the way, that never do social media. Absolutely do social media, but it's about doing things in the right order, following the right roadmap to stay smart and strategic, not waste your time on things that you don't need or that aren't contributing to your bottom line. So, who is ready to launch your business without a website or social media? Feel free to let me know in the chat if you're like, yes, I'm pumped, I'm ready, I want to start my business. So, I want you guys to take a second and think, a year from now, if you keep spending your days the way you're spending them now, what will your life look like? And is that the life you want? So, I want you to stop dreaming about having your own business and actually start living the dream. That's what I want for you guys. There are a lot of ways to start a business, and some are harder than others, right? I think we all know this, and some of you guys have probably been there already doing some of these harder things. I want you guys to suspend your disbelief for a minute that we have to be busy to be successful, and just take off that busy badge with me as we head into the next section. Okay, so who here on the webinar believes you can start your business without working crazy hours using a launch roadmap? Word of mouth is amazing. Ken said broke. Netflix was founded by an RPCV. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. I'm glad to hear you guys are excited and you guys are believing you can start your own business without working crazy hours using a launch roadmap. That makes me so happy. Okay, so today I'm going to chat a little bit about my 4-part Zero to Launch roadmap, and I hope this helps everybody. So again, if you didn't get the chance to do it before, go ahead, pull out your phone, tag me on Insta stories, snap a pic at Duraca_strategic. Feel free to let me know something you're liking for the webinar. Tag me on stories. Did I freeze for everyone? Can you guys hear me? Can everybody let me know in the chat if you can? Okay. All right, cool. You guys can hear me. Good. Thanks, guys. Okay. All right, let us continue. So, step 1, lay the groundwork for success. This is so important. So, when we don't lay the groundwork for success, we waste time going the wrong direction, right? So that's what Simon was doing with his colorful junk car, right? He was wasting time going the wrong direction. So, I want you guys to stop driving and start laying the groundwork for success. What do I mean by that? So, in the Zero to Launch program, we put together all the pieces that you need to do this. So we examine your market, we examine your competitors, and we examine your audience. And you're going to figure out who that ideal dream client is. Okay, so important. So go ahead and tell me in the chat, and you can actually put an emoji in there if you want. On Mac, it's like spacebar, command, control is an emoji, I think. And you can go ahead and type in the house that you want to live in of these 2 houses. So I think we all know probably what house we want to live in. But do you want to live in the beautiful, perfect house with the manicured lawn? Or do you want to live in a house with the boarded up windows and, you can't really be happy there because it's like cold and it's not the funnest of places, right? So go ahead and tell me in the chat which house you would rather live in. The thing with creating a business is you need a house with a solid foundation, right? Yes, I like people building their own houses. Thank you, Ed, for choosing a very expressive house emoji. Feel free to go talk to the architect and like design your dream home. Yeah, so we want to live in a nice house with a solid foundation, right? The same is true with your business. Here's Ellie. She's somebody who did my Zero to Launch program. She's so amazing. She and her mom have this eco-friendly, sustainable jewelry business. They're immigrants from Venezuela, and her mom, after coming to the U.S., was having a really hard time just fitting in and with her identity. And so they started this mother-daughter business together. But before they did Zero to Launch, they had never had a single sale online, even though they tried. And after doing the program, they've had over 300 sales just in their Etsy shop and made over $15,000. So she used this strategy and it was great for her. This is Chris. He also became a breathwork coach. He was really struggling to identify his ideal target audience, but after doing the program, he was really able to nail it. So step 2, define the brand. This is so important, and so many budding entrepreneurs skip this step. Okay. But the thing is, if you can't explain your business, no one will understand it. And people don't buy what they don't understand. Okay. So remember Chef Bobo? He was serving all of these different things and it was like really confusing. Well, we don't want to be that guy. But I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret that great businesses are about more than just the product or the service. So if you have 4 different sushi restaurants, which restaurant are you going to choose, right? It's not just about the product, it's about the brand. So what do I even mean by that? How do you stand out? A powerful brand. I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. So we're not talking about brands right now, we're talking about people. I love this Maya Angelou quote. So your relationship with your audience, you want to create a relationship that isn't just a transaction, that isn't just me selling you this thing. You want to create a real relationship with them that's based on more than that. You want to create a genuine emotional relationship. And that's science. I bet if you think back to a recent, very strong memory you have, you're going to realize that you were in a heightened emotional state at that time. If you can connect with your customers emotionally, they are going to remember you and they're going to be so much more likely to refer people to you. You need to genuinely connect with your audience so that the decision to work with you is easy and your clients are excited to share about your business. You'll know exactly where to start because you've already laid the groundwork for success, right? We already did that in step 1. So in step 2, in the phase where we define your brand in the Zero to Launch program, you figure out what to offer based on market gaps and opportunities, as well as your strengths and skills. You develop a brand position and values that differentiate you and match up with your dream clients, and you price your offer. You figure out what to say to your dream clients. That's called your messaging. And then you're good to go. That's step 2. This is Melissa. She did my Zero to Launch program, and she really wanted to be a digital nomad, but she was stuck teaching. She was transitioning to teaching yoga, but she was stuck doing it in person. But what she really wanted was an online business. And through the program, she was able to really discover what her brand was and transition it to being an online business. So now she's able to do it from anywhere in the world. And she's so happy being able to do exactly what she wanted to do. This is Leah. Leah's actually in DC. I love Leah so much. Leah has done so many different things. They were a patent attorney, they were a Lyft driver, and they realized that their real passion was being a justice advocate. And through the program, they were really able to figure out what they wanted to do and get the insights to start their business. So step 3, that's when we actually launch your dream business. This is the most exciting part, so get excited. Imagine for a second that you had already started your dream business. What would your life look like? These were the things that I wanted when I started my business. And feel free to go ahead and type in the chat for me. What do you want when you start your business? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your day to look like? What are the things that are really important to you? And it doesn't have to just be about your business, right? Like it could be about getting consistent clients or it could be about, having time to go to the gym. It could be about being able to spend more time with your kids. So go ahead and type in the chat for me. What do you really want out of starting your business? What are some of the things that you want your life to look like, that you want your day to look like? I'll wait a second while everybody does that. Audrey said she wants time for me, be my own boss, financial independence. Yes, Rebecca. Absolutely. I totally agree. Out of the office travel. Yep. Renee, you and me, we're the same. Yep. I think it's so important to take time off to recharge. Miranda said travel time, opportunity to engage potential clients. Yep. Having more options outside of current job, travel, better network. Yes, definitely. Constantine said be my own boss and financial independence. Yep. Ken said continue to control my own schedule to do what I want to do, but also work hard in between. Make a difference. Yes, Daniel. Jana said creativity and helping people. Thank you guys so much for sharing in the chat. I know it's tough to be vulnerable in like a very anonymous webinar like this. So I really appreciate everybody sharing. And I totally agree. I'm right there with you guys. And these are all important things to want and to know for yourselves. And they're totally achievable. Remember all those things that I wanted? I got to do all of that, guys. I'm still doing it. I'm on a cross-country road trip right now, talking to you from New York, okay? So phase 3, if you had already started your business, what would your life look like? So we just talked about that. What would you be doing today? Think about what your daily life would look like. Today I woke up, I had an espresso, had a smoothie, did some work, took a break, worked out, went for a walk, took a bath, hung out with some friends. Now I'm here with you guys, right? How many people would you have already helped? Think about that. Think about all the people that by not launching already, you haven't helped yet. I think that's a big motivator for people wanting to get out there. We get in our heads because we think launching is hard and scary. Remember Sergey? That guy wasted 2 years of his life and no one bought his masterpiece. It was really sad. But what if I told you that launching doesn't have to look like that? What if I told you we could take off that busy badge? The thing is, all you really need to launch is a product or a service and the people who want to buy it. That's all you need. So in phase 3, in the 0 to Launch program, when we launch your dream business, that is when you are going to get your first clients. And it is going to feel so good and so amazing. And it's going to be extra good because we didn't just rush into it. We already laid the groundwork for success and we already defined your brand. So when you start to get those clients, it's just going to be up from there. You're going to start making money from your business that you can then reinvest into all the other things you might need for your business. This is Liz. She did the 0 to Launch program to become a college consultant. She was working for a big ed tech company, and she really wanted to do something more personal where she could help students who didn't always get the help and assistance to go to college be able to do that. This is another Liz who also did the 0 to Launch program. She just had so much forward-thinking energy and ideas. And through the 0 to Launch program, she was able to channel that into starting her own zero waste consultancy program. And she actually just had her first waste audit in DC. It was awesome. So in step 4, that's when you create your marketing strategy. So notice this is after you've already launched, right? So remember all that time wasted on colorful junk car marketing tactics? Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to just throw stuff at the wall and hope that it sticks. We're not going to do that, okay? You need to be able to reliably attract clients so that your business can be successful and you can make consistent income. It's not true that if you build it, they will come. So in my 0 to Launch program, I'm going to teach you the integrated marketing method. And this is something that I distilled from all the work that I had done for these big US government clients and Fortune 500 companies so that entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs just like you guys can use it to make a big difference in the world, okay? So the basic premise, right, is that right now there's a lot of folks in the world, a lot of your dream clients who are, all right, well, so what we want to do with this is stop using random tactics like the colorful junk car stuff and have a real strategy so that you can reach the right person in the right place at the right time with the right message. That way we can take them from being unaware you exist, because right now, let's be honest, like maybe your mom, your partner, your friends, a couple of people know that you're wanting to start this business or that you have this business, but not everybody knows it. So we've got to take you from them being unaware you exist to being aware, to being interested in working with you, to actually working with you, to getting that money in the door, and then convert them into a brand advocate. They're going to have such a good experience with you that they're going to want to refer other people to you. And that's going to help combat that unawareness problem. So, in part 4 of the Zero to Launch program, this is when you create an actual marketing strategy so that you can attract dream clients consistently. Imagine sitting down every day knowing exactly how to attract your dream clients and get consistent income and be financially independent. You'll know exactly what you need to do to progress and drive your business forward. This is Sarah. She's a parenting coach, and she knew so much about being a parenting coach, but didn't know anything about having a business, right? That's why she joined Zero to Launch. And she was able through that to figure out how to market her business. And this is Morgan. She's also an RPCV. Some of you guys might know her. She was also in Peru, and she's a licensed mental health counselor. She actually managed a lot of the coronavirus response in New York City, but she missed working directly with patients, and she was also pregnant, and she really wanted to work with new moms. So because of the Zero to Launch program, she was able to start and book out her own private practice within 1 week of launching. She was 100% booked out. And now she's making an additional $5,000 a month in her new practice just from seeing clients 6 to 7 hours per week. And this woman is busy. She had a full-time job and she's pregnant. Now she has a kid, and she's also running this as a side business, as a private practice, just because she also wants to work with private clients. Like, if that girl can do this, like, you guys can too. Okay, so if you all take away one thing from this training, I want you to know that you can start your dream business without aimlessly working crazy hours, okay? I want to make sure you guys know that. The big question is, how can you apply this framework to start your own business while cutting your time in half? So I am so excited to tell you guys that you don't have to do this, okay? You have a choice, right? You don't have to be solo hustler Simon, who keeps aimlessly working without getting his business off the ground and booking clients. You can be sold out Sam, who's excited to work on her business every day. She wakes up knowing exactly where she's going and how she's getting there, okay? So remember earlier in the webinar, you all had the choice of who you wanted to be. We all pretty much chose sold out Sam, right? So think about where you are now and where you want to be. It is time for y'all to stop daydreaming about being an entrepreneur and start your dream business with a launch roadmap. That is why it is time to follow a roadmap that works and takes the guesswork out of launching. I'm so excited to let you guys know that the Zero to Launch program is open for enrollment. I would love to see you guys in the program. And I would love to be able to help you guys launch your dream businesses and attract your dream clients consistently so that you could be your own boss. And I want to give you guys a bird's eye view of what you'll get immediate access to if you decide to join. And I actually have a special discount for RPCVs, so get excited. So the 3 parts you get immediate access to inside of Zero to Launch. There is the Zero to Launch roadmap. So this is the proven roadmap that builds the foundation that will make your dream business successful, takes the guesswork out of what to do when and whether it's a good idea, and makes sure we're creating the business that we want and turns you into your own boss, okay? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Then there's the integrated marketing method. This is the proven method that finds and attracts your dream clients consistently, takes the guesswork out of what to say, where, and when, avoids spamming family and friends, and makes sales feel natural, not sleazy or icky, and tracks your results so you know exactly how to grow your business. Then you also get access to our private Slack community. So join the fam, get access to the exclusive Slack community, meet other entrepreneurs all over the world, be able to share what you're working on. And then you also get monthly support. So the program is actually for a full year, and you get access to Zero to Launch celebrations, Q&As, hot seats, trainings and challenges, guest expert trainings, and a full year of monthly hot seat calls. So Remember when you voted on that fast action bonus in the beginning, fire post prompts or the quit your 9 to 5 blueprint? Well, guess what? You don't have to choose. You actually get both. You get fire post prompts so you can stop wondering what to say on social media and feeling like you're spamming your friends and families. These post prompts will show you how to have fun creating content you feel good about that converts potential clients into dream customers, and the quit your 9 to 5 blueprint so you can stop wondering what to do when, so you don't burn any bridges at your day job while you transition to being your own boss. This is the exact blueprint I use to know when to quit my job and start working for myself full time. I'm going to take you step by step through the logistics of building your own business and quitting with class. Okay. So all of these things are included in Zero to Launch, almost a $10,000 value. But I know that aspiring entrepreneurs can't really afford all of that. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to let you get started today for just $97 a month. Actually, I'm going to do you one better than that. So hold on a sec. We've got 2 payment plan options. So it's an annual program. You get a full month of support. That's calls every single month to go over what you're working on and everything else. So if you have the money, the full cost of the program is $970. So if you want to join the program for a full year, if you have $970 today, that is going to be the better option for you. But if you don't have that today, I have a payment plan for you. So you can pay $97 a month for 12 months. So the only difference there is just that you're paying for 2 extra months. If you do $970 a year, you're getting 2 months for free. Everything else is exactly the same. It's exactly the same program. You get exactly the same things. And I'm giving you guys 10% off because you guys are RPCVs. So if you use the code RPCV10 at checkout, you get to join for 10% off. Okay, so the question isn't whether you'll be able to make your money back, it's how many times you'll be able to do it. So just think about how much would be one sale for you, and you might not know because you haven't decided exactly on your offer and how you're pricing it yet. But go ahead and tell me in the comments if you know how much a sale would be. Like, let's just say, as an example, a sale for you would be $100. You would make back the cost of the program in 9-10 sales. That's amazing. Like so just think about it as an investment, right? You're investing in your future. You're going to be able to get there so much faster. So just think about that for a second and let me know in the comments. So you'll be able to get this for $87 today. That's with the discount. So think about how many people it would take to make that back, how many individual sales, right? Think about however you're thinking about pricing your product and just do the math. Take a second and do the math. Miranda said it varies. Okay. Feel free to do a range, right? But just go ahead and do the math for yourself. Feel free to put it in the chat. I'd love to hear how you guys price your products and services, or maybe how you're thinking about pricing your products or services. And if you're in doubt, just think about Ellie. You know, she did the program and she's now made over $15,000 in sales. So she made the value of the program back more than 15 times. Or Morgan, who's now made $60,000 a year since doing the program, which is like, I can't even do that. That's like 60 times the cost of the program, right? So you really can make all that money back very quickly. And I've got a 30-day money back guarantee for you. So if you're doing the work and you're telling me you're not getting the results, if you've got proof of that, I will absolutely give you your money back. So you can join stress-free. So I'm very excited to announce that the doors of Zero to Launch are open for anybody who wants to join. I'm going to go ahead and start this timer. And I'm going to open up a Q&A. And if anybody has questions, I would love for you to go ahead and ask questions. And actually, before I do that, let me pause for 1 second. And I'm going to grab the link and put it in the chat for you guys. So hold on 1 second. I'm actually going to pause sharing my screen. And I'm going to go ahead and grab the link. 1 second. Stop share. Let me find the link for you guys so that you can easily join. I'm going to put it in the chat if anybody wants to join the program. So that is a link to join. I just put it in the chat. And you got that discount code, which I'll also put in the chat, which gives you 10% off. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Sorry, guys, I'm not, oh, where did it go? Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right, share screen, share screen, and then full screen. We want full screen. There we go. Okay, can everybody see my screen? Let me know. Okay, so now I'm gonna open everything up for questions. I'm gonna start this timer. So at the end of the 15 minutes, that's when the fast action bonuses are gonna end. So if you wanted either of those fast action bonuses, the fire post prompts or the quit your 9 to 5 blueprint, make sure you join before the timer ends. But for everybody else, I mean, you can join anytime, right? You just won't necessarily get those fast action bonuses. But I'm now gonna open up the floor for any questions you guys have for the duration of the timer. And I guess we've only got about 7 minutes left till 9 o'clock. So if you guys have to hop off at 9, that's totally fine. I'm also happy to stay on a couple extra minutes if people have questions. But just feel free to go ahead and ask me any questions you guys have. You can put them in the chat. You can also just turn on your camera and your microphone and ask me in person. I would love to just hear from you guys where you're at with your business, what questions you have. If you have any questions about the program, definitely let me know and I'll be happy to answer them. Sorry, I'm just going to take a sip of water. And you can send me a private question if you're nervous to ask the whole group. Okay. One question people have is, who is the best type of person to do this program? So I'd say if you have the idea for your business, and you want to get started, like that is the perfect person to join the program. Is if you know you want to start a business and you already have the idea. I often get folks who are like, well, what if I don't really know what I want to do yet? Somebody said, Constantine said, where do I put on the RPCV 10 code? It should be after you go to the checkout. When you're entering your payment information, there should be a place to put a coupon code. And if you're having trouble, Constantine, let me know. We can chat about it separately. I want to make sure you get the discount. So if anybody's having trouble, definitely let me know. But it should be when you click on the option you want, whether annual or monthly, and then you go to put in your information. There should be a space for a coupon code at some point. So if you have trouble, let me know. We want to make sure you get the discount. Another question somebody had is, if I have a couple ideas, will this help focus which one to pick? Yes, definitely. I have a session specifically where you're gonna do a lot of different things in the program, right? And one of them is going to be to think about your strengths and your skill set, and the things that you enjoy doing. You guys might be able to hear my friend's son right now. Sorry if it's too loud. So you're going to think about the things that you enjoy doing, as well as what the need in the market is. So that is going to really help you narrow your focus, as well as looking at your competitors and thinking about the environment, thinking about the landscape, and really also just thinking about designing your ideal life and what is going to make you happy. And we talk about all of those things in the program. Janice said, if we sign up for the monthly option, we can cancel anytime, or are we committed for 1 year payment? You're committed for the full amount either way, right? Because you could sign up for the program and you can launch in 90 days, right? Or even less. I've had people launch in a few weeks. You could take all the learnings of the program and then stop paying, right? So it's not really fair. The monthly option is a payment plan. And like I said, if you do have the $970, that is going to be the cheaper option for you. So I do recommend doing that if you are able to. Jennifer said the discount code is not coming up. Okay, well, hold on 1 second. Let me pull up. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a sec. And let me just pull up the thing and make sure that the discount code is working. I put it in today, so maybe it didn't finish processing or something. So I do apologize for anyone who is having trouble with that. Let me just pull it up and check that it's in there. And hopefully we can figure out what the problem is. For anybody who is trying to book it right now and is having trouble, definitely just make sure you add me, either grab my email. Let me put my email and my Instagram handle in the chat real quick. Duraca.strategic@gmail.com and Instagram at Duraca_strategic. And make sure you message me, and I promise we'll get it figured out, even if we can't do it on the exact webinar. Let's see, coupons. It should be active. So that is weird. Maybe try, let me give you guys the normal link without where it doesn't pop right up for the program. Maybe try this link instead and see if that helps. Um, okay, so, okay, let's see. Nara said, have any of your participants used seed funding, grants, loans in the process of starting their own business? Yeah, so a few of them have. That is not necessarily like the strategy that I teach. So there's not a ton of that content in the program. But yeah, definitely I have had participants who have gotten seed funding, grants, loans, and all the stuff we talk about in the program is going to be very applicable for doing those things because you're getting really clear on what your business is, what you I'm sorry, excuse me, what you're doing, what your product and service is, who your ideal client is, and all the things that you would need to do to succeed in a pitch competition or talking with investors. You'll be learning and gaining all of those skills, but we do not specifically address how to get seed funding or fill out grants or get loans, that kind of stuff. Does anybody have any other questions? Let me know if you guys, did anybody have success with the coupon code or are you guys having trouble? Please do let me know because that would be bad. And I want to make sure you guys are able to get the discount. So does anybody have any extra questions?